we obsess over food. We photograph it, post about it, read about it, debate it, but the irony is we rarely actually experience it. Around 70% of us eat in front of screens. We're physically eating, but mentally absent. There's a Japanese practice that's been quietly working for centuries, not as a diet, not as a weight loss trick, but as a way to reconnect with something we've lost. 3 simple words: Hara Hachi bu. Today we're exploring what science is now discovering about this ancient wisdom and why it might be exactly what we need in our modern world. Hara hachibu is a Japanese Confucian teaching that instructs people to eat until they're around 80% full. Not stuffed, not uncomfortable, just comfortably satisfied. Think of it like this. If being extremely hungry is a 1 and being so full you need to lie down is a 10, Hara hachibu asks you to stop at 8. The practice is beautifully simple, but here's what makes it profound. It's not about restriction. It's about awareness. It's about asking, am I still hungry? Or am I just eating because the food is there? Now, I'll be honest with you, research specifically on the 80% rule in isolation is limited, but studies have looked at the overall dietary patterns of people who practice this philosophy. But what the evidence does show is compelling. So what does the science actually tell us? Studies show that Hara hachibu is associated with reduced total daily calorie intake without the feeling of deprivation, lower long-term weight gain, lower average body mass index, healthier meal pattern choices. One fascinating study found that men who practiced Hara hachibu chose to eat more vegetables at mealtimes and fewer grains. Not because they were told to, but because when you eat mindfully, your body naturally gravitates toward what nourishes it. But here's where it gets really interesting. Hara hachibu shares principles with mindful eating and intuitive eating, non-diet, awareness-based approaches that encourage you to connect with your internal hunger and fullness cues. And research shows these approaches can reduce emotional eating and enhance overall diet quality. Think about the difference. Restrictive diets say, eat this, not that. They're external rules. Hara hachibu says, listen to your body. It's internal wisdom. Here's something most diets don't tell you. Up to 80% of people who lose weight through traditional dieting regain it. Why? Because restriction isn't sustainable. New studies have come out about more of the cons of intermittent fasting as well. Eventually, willpower runs out. The diet ends. Old habits return. Hara hachibu offers something different, a gentle, sustainable way of supporting long-term health changes. Because it's not a diet you go on or off. It's a practice you cultivate. And sustainable changes, those are the ones that actually stick. But let's talk about why this matters now in our modern world. Research shows that about 70% of adults and children eat while using digital devices. Sounds harmless, right? But this behavior is linked to higher calorie intake, lower fruit and vegetable consumption, greater incidence of disordered eating, including restriction, binge eating, and overeating. As dietitian Aisling Pigott points out, we put food on a pedestal, obsess over it, talk about it, post about it, but so often we don't actually enjoy it. We've lost connection. We've lost appreciation. We're so focused on food that we've forgotten how to actually eat. Hara hachibu invites us to do something radical. Actually be present with our food. Being more aware of what we eat. Taking time to taste it, enjoy it, truly experience it, and maybe even wonder where it comes from, who made it, who were the people involved, allows us to reconnect with our bodies. And when we're present, something fascinating happens. We support our digestion. We make more nourishing food choices. Not because we're following rules, but because we're listening. My daughter has never been very excited or interested in dairy, milk, cheese, that kind of thing. And recently when we were visiting Mount Yote in Niseko area of Hokkaido, we went to a dairy farm, Takahashi Dairy Farm, I believe. It was the best place. And you could see hands-on how the farmers were taking care of the animals and the freshness and the difference in taste when it's real. It's changed our outlook on dairy and fresh milk. So the ice cream here is so good, and it has a deep milk flavor, not just your vanilla, like French vanilla type thing, but I highly recommend anything milk flavored. This echoes ancient Japanese wisdom. In Zen Buddhism, eating has been a meditative practice for over 2,500 years. Monks eat slowly, silently, reflecting on where their food came from and the effort required to prepare it. Before every meal, Japanese people say, "Itadakimasu," I humbly receive. After eating, "Gochiso sama deshita," thank you for this meal. This isn't just politeness, it's presence and it's gratitude. It's honoring the act of nourishment. Hachibu isn't asking you to eat Japanese food or follow Japanese customs. It's asking you to do something even simpler. Pay attention, be present, honor your body. Now, Hara Hachibu has gained attention recently as a weight loss strategy. And yes, it can support healthy weight management, but focusing only on weight loss misses the deeper value and can actually be harmful. So I'm not promoting this as a weight loss strategy. This is a new outlook. When Hara Hachibu is viewed purely as a means to lose weight, it risks triggering a harmful cycle of restriction, dysregulation, and overeating. The exact opposite of what it's meant to be. It also distracts from what really matters: dietary quality and essential nutrients. And frankly, this practice isn't for everyone. Athletes need more fuel. Children have different nutritional needs. So do older adults and people living with illness. Hara Hachibu isn't a universal prescription. It's an invitation, one that might not be right for you, and that's okay. But for those who are constantly battling with food, who eat past fullness, who struggle with emotional eating, who've lost connection with their body's signals, Hara Hachibu offers something profound. It offers peace, not through control, not through restriction, but through awareness, through presence, through reconnection. So if this resonates with you, how do you actually practice it? Here's 7 ways to bring Hara Hachibu into your life. 1. Check in with your body before eating. Before you take that first bite, ask yourself, am I truly hungry? And if so, what kind of hunger is it? Physical, emotional, or just habitual? If you're physically hungry, eat. Denying yourself will only lead to stronger cravings later. But if you're feeling bored, tired, or stressed, maybe a pause. Give yourself space to reflect. Food doesn't have to be your coping mechanism. Eat without distractions. Step away from screens. Give your meal your full attention. Screens distract us from our fullness cues. They disconnect us from the very act of eating. Just eat. That's enough. Slow down and savor each bite. Eating should be a sensory and satisfying experience. Notice the colors, the textures, the flavors. Slowing down allows your body to register when you're satiated. It gives your brain time to catch up with your stomach. And honestly, food tastes better when you actually pay attention to it. And it's a bit of a side note here, but psychologically, we tend to overvalue food that we've paid a lot for. So if you go to an expensive restaurant, the way you judge it is a little different because you're fully paying attention to it because you've spent a lot of money on it. 4, aim to feel comfortably full, not stuffed. Remember, if being hungry is a 1 and being uncomfortably full is a 10, aim for 8. Comfortably satisfied, not stuffed. Eating slowly and being attuned to your body's signals will help you find that place. Share meals when you can. Connection and conversation are part of what makes food meaningful. Eating together is uniquely human. Research shows it's actually a key to longevity, not just the food, but the connection, the socialization. Share your meals, share your presence. Aim for nourishment. Ensure your meals are rich in vitamins, minerals, fiber, and energy. When your food is nourishing, 80% is enough. Your body gets what it needs. Practice self-compassion. There's no need to eat perfectly. The point of Hara Hachibu is being aware of your body, not feeling guilty about what you're eating. Some meals you'll stop at 80%. Some meals you'll eat more, and that's okay. This isn't about perfection. It's about practice. Now, let's be very clear about what Hara Hachibu is not. It's not a restrictive eating approach. It's not a diet plan. It's not about eating less. Hara Hachibu promotes moderation and eating in tune with your body, not deprivation. When viewed purely as a means to lose weight, it risks becoming exactly what it's not meant to be. Another form of restriction that triggers cycles and dysregulation and overeating. If you have a history of eating disorders, please consult with a healthcare provider before trying any approach to eating, including this one. Hara Hachibu isn't about restriction, it's about awareness. It's not perfection, it's about connection. It's not a rule to follow rigidly, it's a practice to explore gently. At its heart, Hara Hachibu is about something deeper than food. It's about tuning into your body, honoring hunger without overindulgence, appreciating food as fuel and nourishment, not entertainment, not comfort, not escape. In a world that constantly tells us more is better, it's a better deal, Hara Hachibu whispers, enough is enough. Not in a restrictive way, but in a liberating way. You don't need to clean your plate. You don't need to maximize every meal. You don't need to eat until you're uncomfortably full. You can simply be satisfied. This reflects the Japanese concept of Shizen, the natural way, living in harmony rather than excess, finding beauty in simplicity, honoring what is rather than always reaching for more. And isn't that what we're all searching for? Not another diet, not another rule, just presence, peace, just connection to ourselves. While Hara Hachibu is often reduced to a simple 80% full guideline, it reflects something much broader. Mindful moderation. You don't need to adopt every aspect of Japanese culture. You don't need to eat Japanese food. You don't even need to practice this every single meal. But maybe you could try it once. Tomorrow at lunch, put your phone away, eat slowly. Check in with yourself halfway through. Ask, am I still hungry or is this enough? You might be surprised by the answer. Hara Hachibu isn't just about how you eat. It's about how you live, with awareness, with gratitude, and with presence. If this exploration of Hara Hachibu resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel, as well as the newsletter Shizen Style Weekly. We explore Japanese wisdom, aesthetics, and practices for mindful modern living. Have you ever tried eating more mindfully? What's your relationship with food like? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. This isn't about perfection, it's about practice, and it's about awareness. One meal at a time. Thanks for being here. And if you'd like to take the next step in your overall well-being, watch this next video.